This episode, we're talking about how to save money on your next cruise. Plus, Paul has some great deals that are available right now, and we'll check the latest cruise and travel news and hear why a British Airways pilot got suspended this week. So, let's start the show.
It's time to get your cruise on.
This is Cruise and Travel with Paul McAllister.
Hello, I'm Steve, and with me is Paul McAllister. He's the chief dream cruise creator behind 101cruise.com.au, which is where you'll find the best prices on cruises around the world.
This is a podcast that takes you into the world of cruising and lets you in on the big cruising deals.
Plus, we've got all the travel news coming up shortly as well. So, let's get into one of those deals you were talking about.
Absolutely.
What have you got?
Oh, we've got Atlas Cruises. This is a really beautiful cruise line. I do love them. It's a 9-night cruise on the 2nd of October, and it's from Lisbon to Canary Islands. Now, we've been to the Canary Islands, haven't we, Steve?
It is. It's sort of like Britain's Bali, isn't it?
I think it's a little bit better than that.
There are a lot of Brits there, you could tell because of the teeth. And they were red raw like lobsters.
Oh, they were definitely like lobsters.
Soaking up the
They had
sun.
so much baby oil on them, they were sliding everywhere. Anyway, look, this cruise is really cool. It's from Lisbon to Canary Islands. You'll discover Portimao, Seville's flamingo culture, Morocco's vibrant ports of Tangier and Casablanca, and then you'll explore Canary Islands from their volcanic landscapes to incredible beaches at Gran Canaria, and we know those ones. With fewer than 200 guests on this yacht-styled ship offers gourmet dining, Wi-Fi, delivering culturally discoveries with comfort and exclusivity of a luxury ship.
Now, just take a moment to really explain Atlas. Like this is bucket list cruise list for us, isn't it?
Oh, totally, because it's less than 200 people on a cruise ship. So it's small. We're talking really, 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 really small. And it's luxury to the max. So everything's laid on. Amazing food, beautiful wines, and you're going to go to smaller ports that the bigger ships can't get into. So you're going to explore more and experience more.
They have helicopters.
They have a helicopter pad. Yes, correct. It's a pretty cool ship. And I really, really, really desperate to go on one.
They have runabout boats as well when they're in the ice areas.
Now, they are
Antarctica.
really, I was just going to touch on Antarctica because they go down to Antarctica. I would really like to do that with them. Hey, Atlas Cruises, please, I hope you're listening. Get in contact. We want to come down and experience Atlas Cruises because we know they're really cool.
So this one, it goes to Casablanca, which is on the bucket list as well.
Oh, you're just thinking about the movie again, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's one of those bucket list places that you've just got to go amongst all those other places. How many nights again?
It's 9 nights, departing on the 2nd of October to 25. I would love to do this cruise if we had the time off. Look, now an ocean view room would normally set you back $9,199 per person, but not at 101 Cruise. We've got it on at $5,534 per person. Now that's a whopping $3,500 saving. That's 40% off. Now, Atlas don't discount that much because they are so good and have such a high demand. This is a great deal.
Well, it's a small ship. They can't get that many people on, so demand is high, yeah.
Yeah, and they do have a really high retention with their cruises because everyone loves them so much. And look, I don't normally talk about the second one, but I've got to talk about it. You can get a balcony as well because we love a balcony. Normally, your brochure price would be $11,199, but at 101 Cruise, we've got it on at $6,344 per person. Now, that's a whopping saving of $4,800 per person or 43% off. It's a great deal.
When's it go again?
It's going on the 2nd of October.
Okay.
So you've still got a little bit of time ahead, so you got time to plan it out.
And where do you need to get to?
You need to get to Lisbon, which, oh my God, what a gorgeous place to go to as well.
How do you get to Lisbon from, say, Perth?
You go Emirates and then to Dubai, and then I'm pretty sure they got a flight to Lisbon.
Okay, so reasonably easy
to get to. I don't know what Qatar are doing, but I imagine they would do similar. Or you go up to London. And just go and then down to Lisbon. Lisbon is the hot city at the moment in Europe. So everyone's wanting to go there because it is very cool.
Figuratively and literally.
Well, literally, yes, totally. I didn't realize I did that then. All right, so our second deal today is on Azamara Journey. It's an 11-night cruise. I love this. It's going on the 11th of the 11th, and it's an 11-night cruise. Can I get any more 11s in there?
No, you got it.
It's Remembrance Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so, Lisbon again. Here we go. So it's Barcelona this time to Lisbon. Embark on your 11-night cruise aboard Azamara Journey, sailing from Barcelona to Lisbon. Explore Valencia's striking Gothic and modern design. Palma de Mallorca. I never say that right.
I think you did.
Mallorca. Oh, okay. Anyway, that one. Cathedral and seaside charm. And Alicante's. Stop it.
Jeez.
I know. I picked all the wrong names today.
I'm pretty sure he said Alicante, everybody.
It was not anything else. Oh, my God. But did you think I said that? All right. And beaches. Anyway. Discover Malaga, birthplace of Picasso.
Malaga? That's just down the road.
No, that's Malaga. It's different. It's more posh over there in Spain.
Okay.
And that's where Picasso was born. Did you know that?
In Malaga?
In Malaga.
Perth.
Up at Malaga, next to the butchery.
Gosh.
I know.
Did he do that Scarborough is okay mural down in Scarborough on the surf club?
How did you know?
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
See, he's a Malaga boy.
Means nothing to people outside of Perth.
No, you have to know. It's a suburb in Perth. Okay, back to the ship again. With under 700 guests on Azamara, they offer fine dining, entertainment, spas, and inclusive perks like your alcohol. It's a great deal. Now, an inside room would normally set you back in US dollars $9,076 per person, but not at 101 Cruise. We have it on at $2,389. That's in US dollars per person. That's a whopping saving over $6,500 per person. And I love this. It's 74% off and $217 per person US per day. Now, that's an amazing deal because you get all your drinks included in that, all your dining, and it's a small ship experience. It's a great value trip.
Azamara, they've got nice ships.
They do. We enjoyed our time on Azamara.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, all prices are in US dollars, subject to change and availability, and are valid at 16th of August. Now, coming up, would you like to hear about a deal I've got for you? It's on Celebrity. It's going to go from Barcelona to Fort Lauderdale, and it's 82% off.
82% off.
82% off. Is that not incredible? Keep listening. It's coming up.
Hanging around for.
Now the latest cruise and travel news.
Royal Caribbean's newest cruise ship, Star of the Seas, departed on its maiden voyage. It's on Saturday. It was a 4-night cruise to the Bahamas from Port Canaveral. A free party in the park was organised by the port to send off the world's largest cruise ship in style. The event was filled with family-friendly fun that included food trucks, a DJ, a bubble machine, themed giveaways and more. Star-studded celebration. See what I did there, or see what they did there. Participants could also have their photo taken with a real-life DeLorean car inspired by Star of the Sea's new Back to the Future, the musical. That's right. There's a Back to the Future musical on board. And of course, the DeLorean's featured in the 1985 Back to the Future film. After a handful of short preview cruises, Star of the Seas begins sailing week-long cruises to the Eastern and Western Caribbean from Port Canaveral. So there's a new ship with the new title, Largest Cruise Ship in the World.
Do we know how much it's been added? I think it's something like 1 metre, something ridiculous.
It's not much, but
they win it.
They had the previous largest ship in the world.
Yeah,
anyway,
but MSC have got some new ones coming up
seas.
that are going to knock them off again.
Yeah. Now, Princess Cruises is making a few good changes to their magic experience that's on Sun Princess. There's a lot of Princess cruises, cruise ships around, and Suns and all that. So don't get confused. This is a Princess one, Sun Princess. And it's their new ship, Star Princess. Sorry, that's what I meant. There's lots of stars around.
Oh, there,
Star of the Seas and Star Princess. Spellbound by Magic Castle will be revamped on Star Princess with a captivating speakeasy experience as guests enjoy a night of illusion, sleight of hand, and unforgettable storytelling at sea. I reckon this sounds fantastic.
Oh my God, I'm in.
Yeah. Now, the original experience on Sun Princess came with a $149 price tag and included a special dinner and unlimited cocktails. When Star Princess debuts, it's going to cost just $45 per person, but it'll only come with 2 signature cocktails, and dinner will also not be included prior to the showtime this time. So it's not much different in the end. I mean, you can have your free dinner, I guess, in the normal restaurant. But I love the idea of that speakeasy with a night of illusion, sleight of hand, and unforgettable storytelling at sea. You know who would be bloody good at that?
Oh, I do.
Adam Murby.
Yes, we do. We love Adam, and we love a bit of magic.
Viking has announced its new world cruise itineraries for 2027-2028, with a flagship 142-day sailing scheduled to take place on Viking Vesta. The ship, which was delivered earlier this year, is the newest ship in Viking's fleet, and it will offer extended overnight stays in several iconic ports. The new cruises are designed to be destination-focused, with extra time for learning more about each port, both on and off the ship. So the Viking World Cruise is a primary 142-day journey.
Yes, please.
Departing from Fort Lauderdale on December the 28th, 2027, and finishing in London on May the 18th the next year. The itinerary will visit 31 countries and included 62 guided tours with overnight stays in 16 cities along the way. The main route is going to include ports across 6 continents, beginning in Central America, transiting the Panama Canal and travelling up the west coast of North America. It will then cross the Pacific with stops in Hawaii and French Polynesia, followed by New Zealand. Then guess where?
Where?
Australia, Southeast Asia and Africa before arriving in Europe. Among the destinations with overnight stays are Sydney, Singapore, Zanzibar, Cape Town and...
Oh, good old
Casablanca. Travellers will be able to learn along the way with the Viking Resident Historian program, which provides lectures on the history and culture of the regions visited. Optional multi-day overland excursions are also available. Now, I don't quite get
You're going to bring this up.
how this works, but let me tell you about 3 of them. One is a 6-day trip to Australia's Uluru and the Great Barrier Reef.
Uluru.
Another one is a 5-day safari in South Africa's Kruger National Park.
Yep.
And the other one is a 6-day excursion to India's Golden Triangle to see landmarks like the Taj Mahal. Now, they all sound wonderful, but
Yep.
how does
It costs
this
you
work?
more.
Yeah, of course they will.
Yeah.
But you've already paid
Yes.
for your nights on that cruise, and then you're going to leave the ship for 6 nights or something and pay to do something else, which would be fantastic. But do they give you a refund
No,
for the
but
6 nights that you're
If
not
you're
there?
on the ship for 142 days, 6 days away is like another holiday. I think it's pretty cool. I know you're double paying. I know what you're going to say.
The tight bastard in me is going, I don't know about that.
I think it's a good thing to get off the ship and go and experience these things because the ships can't get to those destinations, so you have to fly there.
I do love the extended overnight stays in certain cities along the way. Like you're just not there for an overnight type thing. It's a couple of nights. Viking has received many awards for its fleet and service. Now, they haven't really been on our radar over the last year or so, a little bit, but not too much. But have a listen to this. The company was rated number 1 for oceans, number 1 for rivers, and number 1 for expeditions by Condé Nast Traveller in its 2024 Reader's Choice Awards. It was also named a world's best by Travel Plus Leisure and recognised as the best luxury line by US News and World Report for the 4th consecutive year.
Yeah, no, look, they are very, very good.
They're doing something right.
They are,
That's for
and
sure.
their river cruises are incredible as well. Look, they're a small company that's growing very quickly. They've got lots of new ships coming as well. Yeah, absolutely should be on everyone's radar.
They're on my bucket list now.
Oh, beautiful.
Make it happen.
When are we going?
Now, seeing that this is the cruise and travel podcast, we also wanted to let you know about something else that happened in the travel industry this week.
Oh, yes. Look, British Airways are in the news again. A British Airways pilot has been suspended for doing something passengers don't normally see, leaving the flight deck door open on a flight from London to New York. That's right,
kidding.
the most secure door in the sky left open. According to the Telegraph, crew and passengers spotted the door open, a big no-no under the post-9/11 safety rules, and told the airline as soon as they landed. British Airways has cancelled the return flight back to London. Now, the reason why that is because I don't have a pilot because he's been suspended.
Yeah.
So that's not
so.
right. Yeah, exactly.
And of course, they wouldn't have any other pilots ready to step in, would they?
No, not at all.
No.
And here's the twist. Okay, this is the best part. The Sun reports that the pilot left the flight deck door open so family members on board could watch him fly.
Well, it's nice to see what Daddy does at work.
Well, yeah, but apparently it was bring your kids to work day now extends to the flight deck.
Oh.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Passengers, unsurprisingly, said it made them feel incredibly uneasy. Oh.
Now, when you told me about this the other day, I said, well, but he could have had like a family member up in the jump seat, which is sort of like a fold-down seat that sits at the back of
on
the
these
cockpit.
big aircraft, they've got a couple of what we call jump seats, and they're much better. On the smaller aircraft, they fold down.
But you said no.
No,
So
you
wouldn't
can't have
be
any.
able to
No.
do that.
So, look, it's a technical thing, but you have to have a airline-approved ID to get into the flight deck.
Right.
So it's
and rightly so. I hadn't thought about it, but for takeoff and landing and all that, they're crucial moments, and
they
you
don't
can't
want to
have
be distracted,
anybody in there.
and you don't want your family in there because if the kid has a coughing fit, the pilot's going to go, oh, hang on, what about my beautiful child?
Oh, is he?
Well, maybe not, but they should. But anyway, so yeah, no one's allowed in there. Only approved by the airline that can go in. So yeah, there we go. So naughty.
Well, on this episode, you've told me you're going to tell us how to save money on our next cruise.
Yeah, look, this is just, it's a very general subject, which is really cool, but we're just going to talk about things that you can do to save money in paying the higher prices. And one of the first things you can do is travel at an off-peak season. Because like the shoulders, you'll pay a little bit more, but if it's off-peak, you're going to always get it a lot cheaper. The downside is generally the cruise ship is in a colder part of the world. So, it could be a little bit colder, but you're going to enjoy a lot cheaper cruise. If you like just sitting around on the cruise, eating, which a lot of people do, or, laying by the pool, these are really great options to do. So have a think about that. The downside is sometimes like if we're talking about the Mediterranean, you can't go to places like Santorini or Mykonos because like Santorini, it actually just about closes.
Even they leave. Even the locals leave.
Because it's so cold. And look, another thing is just consider a relocating cruise. Now, we talked about these quite a few times, but we love a relocating cruise and we've done them before. It means you've got lots of sea days out there. So if you'd like to explore the ship and just lay by the pool and bake like a lobster, you can do that, and they're always a lot cheaper, and it's a great option. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, just explain clearly what a relocation cruise is.
Yeah, I was about to. So the cruise companies work from different areas. So like, from May to September, October, most cruise ships go up into the European waters because it's their summer and it's the best time to be cruising around. But then when that season finishes, it goes into winter. So they move all the ships to the southern hemisphere, down to Australia, the Caribbean, and that's where they have our summers and it's a better weather. So they have better cruising experiences.
So to get them there.
Yeah, they've got to move the ship. So instead of just moving a ship empty and having it just sail down, they fill it up with passengers. Now,
And generally there's a lot of sea days.
Heaps of sea days.
Because it is such a long way.
And they know that. So they break it up by going into certain ports. But if you're going across the Atlantic, some days you're going to be cruising for, 4, 5, 6 days in a stretch where you're not going to go into a port. However, as I said, that's the great time to start exploring the ship, and the cruise line actually puts on more entertainment. Like during the day, remember on Azamara, they had a quiz, I'm sure, every hour, and they have lots of different entertainment that they can do. So, look, we did one last year, and that was from Cape Town to Canary Islands. It was a relocating because they were moving it back up for the Mediterranean season. Our longest stretch was 5 days at sea, and we thought, oh, my God, we're not going to be able to survive that, didn't we? And we thought, when we get into St. Helena, we were going to have to go crazy getting off the ship. We actually loved the 5 days. We actually got to St. Helena and we didn't really like it, did we?
We went crazy when we were in St. Helena because
there was nothing
trust
there.
me, folks, there's nothing. There's a reason why Napoleon was exiled there.
Yeah.
Nothing against the St. Helena people. They
were
were
lovely, but yeah,
there's nothing there.
There really isn't. And they have very little food. They have to wait for the ship to come through to get the weekly shopping supplies, or the monthly, I think it was.
Yeah, you always picked the week that you went to the shop to get your fresh veggies because the next week they were still last week's veggies, and the next week after that they were still the week before.
I reckon that they freeze them because it's the only way you could survive. Now, look, it's a great chance to catch up on a book that you want to read. Go to the gym and get fit because, there's always a gym, and why not?
Play cards.
Oh, we love cards.
Play backgammon.
Yeah.
You can easily fill in the days walking around the ship. They all have walking tracks.
And on these relocating cruises, they do extra things that they don't always do on a cruise, like painting, learn how to paint. Some cruises have sewing schools and other ones have knitting classes. They're not for me or for you,
nobody
Mothering.
wants to do any of those. But anyway, there's stuff to do.
We've got a relocating cruise coming up later in the podcast that we're going to talk about. So a great opportunity. And look, you can get that cruise for $77 US per day. That's really cheap. Book early or late. That's the idea. Now, I've got to say that cruises at the moment are selling extremely quickly. Like literally, I'll send a quote, we'll go back in and put another quote together, or someone contacts us back and that price has changed because they are moving so fast. So the better deals that you're going to see is to book early. Then automatically you've got your cruise, it's locked away, and you can get airfares a lot cheaper, and your accommodation for the places at the ports are either size of your cruise. So that's a great way to save some money.
But you're probably going to pay more for the cruise if you book it further out.
No, because when they come out, when they first release them, they have early bird prices. So the cruise lines look at when they release the cruise, they'll go, okay, we'll make it cheaper to get more people in and to start filling the ship straight away. Now, if the ship doesn't sell, they may start discounting again. However, they won't go much cheaper than what they actually did with the early bird prices. As the cruise goes on and gets closer, then they may start heavily discounting, especially if it's after the cutoff time when you have to, for your terms and conditions. So at 120 or 90 days, depending on the cruise ship, after that point, you start to lose your deposit. Okay, so if you're going to cancel, you'll cancel at that point. So you do get a release of a few more cabins coming available.
As people cancel their cruises, it makes a few rooms available. And that.
Now, depending on if the ship actually had a lot of rooms available at that point, then they may start doing what we call heavy discounting. But it doesn't mean it's going to happen. And because we're seeing high demand, they're not doing that as much. Okay, so
but
it's
the
just
cheapest, the cheapest points are usually towards the end. Like as they are getting a few months out, they realise
sometimes the early bird prices can work, but you've got to also weigh up that you're going to get the airfares cheaper because you've had time to book it out. Now, airlines are just like cruise ships; they want to get people signed up and logged away for their flights, so they will be cheaper. If you leave it to last minute and do a last minute booking, then the prices of your airfares are always going to be higher because they've already got a lot of people on there and they can charge you more. Same with hotels. So the same sort of thing. So book early, get cheaper airfares, get cheaper accommodation, and you're away as long as you know you're not going to change it. Now, the flip side of that, as we've just talked about, if there is rooms left, they will heavily discount. Okay, it depends on the cruise, and we can never predict what they're going to do, or because we just don't know what people are going to book. But if you're retired and have that availability and able to travel at the last minute, this is a great opportunity to save money as well. But you've got to remember, if this is a cruise ship that you really want and that's going to all the destinations that ticks all your boxes, book early so you don't miss out, because it may sell out, and we're seeing cruise ships sell out. I can say around Australia for the season for 25-26, they're selling really, really well. So those people who bought when we released the cruises, they've done really well on this deal, because at the moment the prices are sky high. So, yeah, look, if you're ever interested, even you haven't signed up to our website, please go online at 101cruise.com.au, sign up for our newsletter. We do a lot of last-minute cruises. We also look at cruises that have just been released, and sometimes we put that into our newsletter to tempt you. So have a look. There's some great deals that we put out each fortnight. Look at booking an older ship, Steve. You wouldn't have thought of this, would you?
Well, we're about to do that.
I know, we are. We're going up to Japan in September, and we're doing Celebrity Millennium, and we're looking really forward to it, because the older ships always get refurbished as well. So even though they're older in age, they're still being refurbished and kept beautiful by the cruise lines.
It better be.
But everyone...
Or they'll be hearing from me.
Stop it.
Paul told me a couple of days ago, this is the oldest celebrity ship. And I said, oh, that's it, I'm out.
Yeah, I know. I should have waited till we got on the cruise ship, and when you said, Jesus, this is old, I'll go, didn't I tell you that?
Celebrity do... We were on Celebrity Edge earlier this year, and they keep that ship beautifully. So I expect nothing less.
And look, everyone wants a cruise ship that's new, because it has the bigger new modern technology theatres. They've got more restaurants, because they've gone away from having a central dining room to having broken down dining rooms, which have different themes to make you feel like you're in a different restaurant every night.
Well, stay tuned, folks. In a couple of episodes' time, you'll hear what it was like.
Oh, and it's going to be good, isn't it, Stephen?
What's another hack to save some money?
All right. Use a travel advisor. Now, look, I'm not pushing us in a business, but we do have access to a lot of information that helps you book your cruise. Like certain things, like you may go onto a website, but that doesn't make any sense to you when it has the letters NRD next to it. And a lot of people get caught out with this. Now, NRD means non-refundable deposit. So when you pay your deposit, and if you change your mind on the cruise, you do not get a refund on that cruise for your deposit. So it's something to take in mind. Now, the fares are always cheaper, and they're generally quite heavily discounted. So something to think about. Now, your travel advisor will always tell you it's an NRD and explain it to you. So that's a really important thing. We're also able to help you choose your right room. Now, whether you're going to go for a guaranteed room, and I'll explain that in a moment, or a select your own room. Now, if you go guaranteed, it means the cruise line will allocate your room to you up to 3 or 4 days before your cruise. Now, we just got ours about 3 weeks ago.
So guaranteed room means they're guaranteeing you're getting a room.
You're going to get on the cruise ship.
On your cruise,
There's no doubt there.
But not the exact room.
No.
You only find that out a few weeks beforehand.
Yeah, it can be up to 3 days. It depends on the cruise line. And so the good part about that is that they're a lot cheaper. So you do make a really good saving on it. Now, something you need to be aware of with guaranteed rooms is they're allocating your room, which means you may have an obstructed view. Now, once you get into that room, you can't go to a cruise line and say, I've got a life raft out the front of my room and I can't see a thing. That is your choice by taking a guaranteed room. So it's something to weigh up. Is that saving worth it to you and running that risk? Or do you select your own room? Now, going back to the guarantee for one moment, what your travel advisor can do, we've got different websites that you wouldn't have access to that we can have a look and see how many rooms actually have an obstruction and how much of an obstruction it is. So sometimes it's worth weighing up. Now, I'll give you an example. On Celebrity Edge that we did out of Sydney, I booked a concierge guaranteed room because I had a look and went, how many cabins have obstruction and what would the obstruction be like? And we ended up getting an obstructed room. Our friends that we went with didn't, which was great. Now, the obstruction was minor. It just meant the rooms next to us went out a little bit and around. So we lost a percentage of most probably 10% of our view. Meant we couldn't look all the way down the ship. We could all look all the way back the other way. Did it affect our cruise in any way? No, not at all. So sometimes it's worth that risk. But if it's an ocean view room, you do need to be a little bit more careful on that one. Okay. Now, selecting means that you can look at the deck map and see where your room is and say, yep, that's the room I want. It can tell you some more details in there, like does it have a sofa bed? Does it have extra what we call upper beds, which fold out of the wall? You don't see that so much. It is a very old cruise line thing, but that means that if you have a family, the kids go into like bunk beds. Okay.
I feel like I'm on the Indian Pacific all of a sudden.
Oh, please don't bring up that train in Italy. So that's something else. We're going to talk about that in our next podcast and talk about how to select the right room and what the different fare structures and things to get included. So it will be a really good chat, I think. Now, another option is to save money but get a better room is bid for an upgrade. Now, most cruise lines will do this. They'll actually send you an email or it will be on their website and you can go in there and start bidding for an upgrade to a different room. Now, once again, you've got to be careful because when you do that, you may get an obstructed view, okay, because you're going up a different class. But it means it will be a lot cheaper than having to pay the difference that you would have booked against that cruise line for that cruise. Or you may even go on a lower deck and you were on a higher deck before, and also that you may get an accessible room, which means one for people with disabilities. So the win is you can get extra privileges in that room. So if you go into a retreat suite and you pay for that, then you get extra benefits like specialty restaurants, a special pool area which is just reserved for the retreat or for that section, and you may even have spa treatments and spa access. So that's a good option if you want to sort of save a little bit money but get a better room. Buying your drink package at the time when you book your cruise, that's the best time you can get the best deal with your drinks. And your travel advisor will tell you all about that. And I'd encourage you to take a drinks package if you drink. Now, if you don't drink, don't buy it because you're not going to use it that much. But sometimes those drink packages come things with like Wi-Fi and other benefits. So it's worth having a look at it. Now, we have on our website at 101cruise.com.au a calculator for drinks packages. So you can actually put in there how many drinks you have each day, and it will tell you, are you better getting a drinks package? So have a look at that because that's really, really good. And the drink packages will save you because then you don't want to get on a cruise, have a couple of drinks, and then get off the cruise and you've got a couple of grand's worth of bills that you've paid at the bar because you might have had one too many one night and go crazy. Not that you've done that, Steve Mummery.
Well, I don't do cruises where there's a bill at the end.
No.
I like to have it all included so I know how much it's going to cost me, and for that reason alone, it's well worth having the drinks package. But the drinks calculator on the website is a really good thing. It literally lists, beer, spirits, even coffees, juices, how many you're going to have per day. You just type in the number and that'll tell you if you buy them on board, it's going to cost you this much. And the drinks package is this much. So It's easy to work out. It's a really handy thing to have a look at.
Look, Princess, I have to say, have maybe one of the best drink packages around because you know what it's going to be up front. So it's $65 US per person per day, but that gives you up to 15 alcoholic drinks, up to 12 bottles of water per day. Who's going to drink 12 bottles of water in a day? But look, you can if you want. And it gives you 4 casual dining meals per person. It gives you Wi-Fi as well. And the best part is gratuities. Now, that's $17 per person. So that's a really good option. Moving along, so another way to save money is look at how you do your shore excursions. You don't have to do it all with the cruise line because you can actually go out and use other company. Now, we have on our website, not pushing it, but Shore Excursions are an excellent company. They can save you up to 40% on what the cruise ships' shore excursions are. They will also guarantee that you'll get you back on the ship, where with the cruise ship excursions, if something happens while you're on one of their tours and you are running late, the ship will wait for you. If you do it on your own and the car breaks down and you miss getting on the ship sails, you have to make your way to the next port. With Shore Excursions, they will guarantee you to get you back onto the cruise ship in time, or they will pay your accommodation for the time that you have to wait, your transportation to the next port, and they also pay you a compensation amount. It's a really good deal. So it's a nice peace of mind knowing that you're going to be able to do to get back on the ship, or they'll look after you if something happens. And, like some ports, you can just get off and wander around and get back on and have lunch and you've done your port. So there's lots of cheap ways of doing it. The other one is eat your meals on the ship. Is it wrong? No, of course it's not. You paid for it. Why not enjoy it? But you go into port, have a look around, come back, have lunch, get back off, go and do a bit more excursions. And Wi-Fi. Some people say you don't need it. For me, it's a big yes. I need Wi-Fi on it for the business, and B, just to keep up and just in case anything happens with the family. And have a look at the packages that the cruise lines offer, because sometimes you get some really great deals where they package up theatre reserve seats, Wi-Fi, and express embarkation or disembarkation at each port. So, there's some really good options. But have a look. Have a read of our website and some of our blogs. We have some really good points.
Sometimes the drink package includes Wi-Fi.
It does. Depends on Celebrity does. But as I said, Princess, their package is great because it offers a lot more.
Well, some great hacks there, some great ideas on how to save some money on your next cruise. And we have 2 more deals. Now, you've already teased us on one of them.
Yes. Now, Celebrity Summit. It's a 10-night cruise. I can't believe this. It's going on the 10th of November. What's going on here? 10-10 again. It's
10-11.
Hey?
10-11.
No, the other one was 11-11. And but this one's 10-10. Anyway.
Oh, 10-10.
10-10.
Right. Okay.
Fort Lauderdale to Fort Lauderdale. It's set sail on Celebrity Summit for a 10-night Caribbean journey from Fort Lauderdale, exploring St. Juan, colourful beaches and forts, beaches and lush landscapes, and then St. Martin's Dutch French influence. And then you go to Antigua, 365 beaches. Did you know that? There's 365 beaches there.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Must go.
Yeah. And then St. Thomas, and apparently they're known for their duty-free and scenic bays. On board, you'll enjoy modern luxury with pools, spas, diverse dining, and live entertainment. Now, normally an inside room would cost you $2,401 for a 10-night cruise. But at 101 Cruise, we have it on at $864.
Gosh, how much is that a day?
I know, just about to tell you, $86 per day per
that's good.
person. Amazing. And a balcony room will set you back $1,624. That's a 76% off and $162 a day. But look, if you want an aqua class, let's go up there for 191 days. $191 per person per day in US dollars.
I'd rather do 191 days.
Oh, I know. I knew that would
class.
That would trigger you. And look, our last deal today is on Celebrity Solstice. It's 74% off. It's a 13-night cruise on the 22nd of October. Now, set sail from Sydney to Singapore on Celebrity Solstice, blending Australia's natural wonders and Southeast Asian exotic cultures. Visit Airlie Beach, Cairns for the Great the Great Barrier Reef and Daintree Forest. Then on to Darwin with its tropical lifestyle and Aboriginal heritage. In Bali, explore temples, rice paddies, and vibrant traditions. Now, this is a really great cruise. We love Bali. We love Singapore. So for Australians, it's a really great cruise. A balcony room would normally set you back $10,234 US dollars per person, but not at 101 Cruise. It's $2,669.
Oh,
that's $7,500 discounted.
Wow.
And 74% off. It's an amazing deal. We've also got concierge. Just remember, with concierge, you get extra little perks in there as well. Now, all these prices are in US dollars. They're subject to change and availability, and they're valid as of the 16th of August.
Remember, you can get access to all of these deals by signing up to our newsletter at 101cruise.com.au. And if you work in the airline industry, the deals are even better. Once you've signed up and you've got access inside the website, there are heaps of articles in the 101 Cruise magazine section, like 10 different cabin locations to avoid on a cruise ship. And how I learned to love packing cubes.
Don't forget, whether you booked a cruise through us or not, you can always buy travel insurance via our website. It's NIB Travel, which is one of the best, and right now you can get a special deal with 101 Cruise of 15% off.
Wacko!
I know.
And if you're going to be doing a few trips over the next 12 months, whether they're cruises or not, then I reckon you should look seriously at the multi-trip policy that covers you for a whole year. And if it's right for you, then grab a whole year's worth of travel insurance for 15% less than it would normally cost you.
Trust us, you'll find it hard to beat these rates.
Yeah, and you can, especially if you work in the airline industry, you can get them even cheaper. But if you work outside the industry, we still have great deals for you. Compare us with any other travel insurance provider and you'll see. Sign up to the website 101cruise.com.au and you'll get access to the great travel insurance deals by clicking on travel insurance on the top right of the screen.
Don't click it, click it. All right, that's it for today. On the next episode, I'll have more deals. Plus, I'm going to talk you through the process of choosing the right cabin, and I'll take some time explaining how the different fare structures work.
For more, go to 101cruise.com.au and sign up for the newsletter and to get access to the site. You can also follow us on Facebook at 101 Cruise and on Instagram at 101 Cruises.